So we have a bit of a breaking news update for you, and one that is admittedly one that is report based at this point. There's no official confirmation just yet from all of the key stakeholders, but we are getting to know from certain sources that the IPL 2024, of course, something that would be of interest to a lot of people, would in fact be held, or we know when exactly the start date of it is, and more importantly, we know what exactly the schedule or the where exactly the games are going to be played. There's a bit to unpack in this, so let's begin. First off, the start date, something that I'm sure a lot of you would be keen to know. When exactly does the IPL 2024 start off? Well, the date that is being reported is March 22nd. So save the date, mark your calendars. March 22nd is when you could potentially be seeing the IPL get underway. Now, if that is in fact true, March 22nd, then that means there is an 11-day gap between the India-England Test series and then the IPL. Because again, the final test of that series, which is a 5-test series, lest we forget, will be ending, assuming it goes till day 5 on March 11th. So March 11th is when the last test ends. 11 days later is when the IPL extravaganza will in fact get underway. So that's what reports are suggesting. As for the other thing, well, obviously it is a year of a general election in India, and what has tended to happen in recent times when it comes to general elections, there's always been a bit of pushback as far as scheduling is concerned. It started off, of course, in 2009. You saw the entirety of the tournament held in South Africa in that year. 2014 was a bit different. You saw it held in phases. Parts of it were held in UAE. Thereafter, it was held in India. So there's always that concern as to whether or not you will be getting, the entirety of the IPL in India. Will it be spread out? It has happened in the past as well. Don't forget, 2020, entirety of the IPL was held in the UAE. Of course, thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. 2021, the second half of the IPL was held there. So there's always that concern as to whether or not IPL games will be shifted. Well, if you are worried about that in the year 2024, you don't need to worry, because as things stand, the plans do not call for any overseas games to take place. All games will be taking place in India. The reason for that is that in case it is found that, say for instance, New Delhi is hosting a match, and they find that on that point in time there's election phases going on, and there might be a bit of, let's say, a clash in terms of police deployment, and you might not be able to get enough security for the IPL game as well as for elections, then you will simply ship that match out of this particular state into another state where election phases are already done with. So that is going to be the creative wiggle room that you use to ensure that all games are played in India. And of course, it is something that is of utmost importance to the board, because again, it is at the end of the day the Indian Premier League. You want it to be happening entirely almost in India. You don't want to be shifting games outside as much as, or unless absolutely necessary. So the plan right now is that no games will be played outside of India, and that the IPL will be getting underway on March 22nd. That's the reported date. It hasn't been made official just yet, but March 22nd, that is in fact the date that will see the IPL get underway. There's also reports over when exactly the WPL, the Women's Premier League, is set to begin. That is reportedly going to be taking place in February. So that also makes sense when you consider that the WPL, even in 23, the inaugural edition, was held and finished before the IPL. You wouldn't want a clash or an overlap of fan bases. You want the WPL to grow organically. So there will be, of course, a window of its own given to the WPL, and that is the window. IPL starting March 22nd. Could be in for a bigger IPL this year, don't forget. It could very well be that you see an expansion of the tournament. We don't quite know what the changes are yet, but stay tuned, and when the changes are known, you'll know first from all of us here at Sports Today. For now though, I'll take your leave. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Don't forget, if you enjoy our work, like, share, subscribe, tap that bell, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTech app, and if you're already on the channel, well, go ahead, check out our other videos as well. For now, from my side, it's goodbye.